I really do. I hate the glare. But your girl can't read if they're not on. So please don't mind the glare. Please just don't mind the glare. Thank you so much. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, hi, hello, my name is Katie, and for those of you who are not new, welcome back. I am not sure if you can hear the space heater going. If you can, I apologize. If you can't, disregard everything I just said. But it's cold, and it's supposed to get even colder this weekend. I'm in Maryland, and the high for Monday is 7. Excuse me? 7 degrees? That's ridiculous. Anyway, that's why the heater's on, because she's cold. Okay, you saw from the title of the video, you know what we're doing. It's my 25 books for 2025. I did this last year. I did like 16 books for 2024. I will be reacting to that. That should be my next video. I don't know how I did. I think I did okay, but I know I didn't read them all, which is fine. I wasn't even like expecting myself to do that. Now, okay, so technically I have 26 books on here, but mind, the title is 25 for 25, you know, it just works. I should be able to do this. Like, I don't know why I shouldn't. I read more than 25 books a year. I should be able to do this no problem. But will I get to all of these? Probably not. But we're going to attempt it. So these are all either backlist or standalone books. None of these are in a series, I do believe. So these are just completely standalone. There's like 2 thrillers on here, but you guys can just deal with it if you guys don't like thrillers. But majority are romance, dark, well, actually, just a lot of dark actually this time around. You know, we're going there this year. Okay, we're going to get into it. I'm going to show you the books that I own and what I don't own. I'll put the picture up here. Here we go. 26 books for 2025. First off, we are going with Wicked. This is neither romance nor thriller. I understand that. But I would, especially with everything coming around Wicked right now, the musical and the movie, and I would like to know where it originally came from. The original story of it. I've seen Wizard of Oz, like, so I'm up on that, you know, but never saw Wicked, the musical, never saw the movie yet, but like I know the music, but I want to know where the source material, what is this about? And I do know it's a lot darker than they portray in the musical and the movie. So basically this is just following Elphaba, who will be the Wicked Witch of the West that we know and fear from Wizard of Oz, or we know and love. You know, you do you either love her or you're a hater. It's how it is. But yeah, so she's just following her life and times, and I know it's a lot of politics and a lot of things like that, and it is just a lot darker than the movie and the musical. The next book is one that I've been putting on my TBR forever, and I just keep like putting it off because I feel like I'm going to love it too much. And I'm one of those people that if I know, or if I feel like I'm going to love a book, I hold off. I'm like, I can't read it. Which doesn't make any sense, I know. But it's like, I can't read that book because I'm going to love it. So I want to hold off as long as I can. Okay, Where the Mountains Meet the Sea by A.R. Breck. The little blurb says here, our love was tragic and tragedy was our downfall. Oh my gosh, I know this is going to like kill me in the best way possible. And it's going to kill me, and it's not going to put me together, guys. It's not an HEA. This does not have an HEA. And I know that technically a romance has to have an HEA for it to be considered a romance. However, if you're new here, I personally feel like sometimes romance in real life does not have an HEA. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. They're there for a season and they're gone. Why can't my books be like that? Exactly, they can't. So we're going to do this. This is basically about 2 people who are just the epitome of soulmates, and life and times just screw with them, and they are together and then they're not, and they're together and they're not, and it's angsty, and then there's no HEA. So why would I put myself through that, you may ask? Well, because I love myself. I love to torture myself. It is what it is. I love emotional reads. I love ones that break me and sometimes not put me back together, and that's okay. This one's top. This one is top tier TBR for me. After that, we've got another one that's top tier. I just keep putting it off because, again, I feel like I'm going to love it. Heartbreak Warfare by Catherine Orgeron. Dear Lord, can I read? And Kate Stewart. So this is about our, he's pretty, isn't he? I know. Our heroine who is in the army and she is sent overseas. I think she's a medic in the army and she gets taken prisoner with this dude right here. And of course they bond, they trauma bond, they go home. Well, she's not the same. And she can't really talk to her husband. Yes, she's married. And they have a child together. And she can't really talk to him, but she can talk to him. So I do know there's cheating in this. I do believe there's cheating in this. But again, I'm okay with that in my books. So, again, angsty. Angsty, and I'm here for it. I'm here for the angst this year. Next is a book that's not matte. You know how I feel. Transcendence by Shay Savage. Look. Again, I put this on my TBR before. I think this is the year of, like, Katie, read the freaking book or get rid of it. Like, stop putting it on your TBR. This, somehow, our heroine gets transported back into the caveman times. Don't know how, don't know, no idea. And she meets this guy. And this guy's like, ooh, my woman, you're mine. But they can't speak to each other because he doesn't speak English. I don't even know if he speaks technically words at all. And so there's a communication barrier. I just want to read it. I've heard it's good. It's less than 300 pages, which we love. So another one that just needs to be read or get out of my life at this point. You know, I'm not getting rid of books. You know I'm not. But it's like, I'm just dramatic. It is what it is. Then we've got Medicine Man by Saffron A. Kent. This is a taboo romance because this is about a girl who falls in love with her therapist and the therapist who falls in love with her. That is a no-no. Okay, if you do not know, hi, hello, I am Katie. I am a therapist and I work at a mental health clinic, and we don't do that. We don't do that, but in books, we do that. We can do that in books. But I'm always just interested in reading books that have something to do with mental health or mental health field if they work in it, because I just like to know, like, did the author do the research at all? Like, are they just say, oh, I'm a therapist, you know, did you do your research? Like, I want to know. I'm nosy. So that's why this one's on here. Plus it's taboo, and I just like taboo, so that's why I put it there. Next we have Archer's Voice. This is a goodie. An oldie, but a goodie. Like, this is a book talk fave. This was a booktube fave when it came out. So I feel like it's about time for it to be a Katie fave. Right? Like, that's how that works. No, I don't. It might not be a fave, but I do know this is loved by a lot of people. This is by Mia Sheridan, and I don't know too much about this other than, oh, it's one of the top 100 romance novels of all time by Goodreads. Take that for whatever. So this girl moves to a small town, and she meets Archer Hale. And apparently he's like a recluse. He doesn't communicate. He doesn't speak with anybody. I don't even know if he speaks with her, but they have a connection, and it's going to be a beautiful love story. That's all I know. That's all I need to know. Archer's Voice. Okay, the next few, probably a lot actually, I do not have the book, and I don't know what they're about. So we're going to look them up together. Yay for us, okay? Because I may have just, like, taken a picture during a video, like, screenshotted, and because I was like, oh, that book sounds interesting. And now that I have so many screenshots, I'm like, I was going through them. I'm like, okay, these books I really need to prioritize because when I screenshotted them, I wanted to read them. So that's why they're on here. Okay, the first one is called Hunt Me Darling by Marie Rose. So what I know about this is about an FBI forensic profiler, and she gets mixed up with two serial killers. This is a Why Choose MFM dark contemporary romance. It contains very explicit 18+ dark sexual content and straight up smut. The male leads are not Prince Charming. They are villains with psycho tendencies, as therefore there is stalking, obsessive and possessive behavior, unaliving people, and lots of dark and twisted content. Sign me up. That's why I have it on my list. Like, that's all you need to know. That's all I needed to know. And I was like, yep, there we go. That's on there. And apparently it's book 1. So is there more? Who knows? But I'm ready for some sick and twisted psycho men this year as well. It's angsty and it's psycho men. So that sounds like a great time. The next book I do own. I forgot I had it. The next book is actually a thriller, but it sounds really good. So hear me out if you even don't read thrillers. This is Ask for Andrea. This is by Noelle Ely, I think. So basically, oh my gosh, I read the synopsis of this on Instagram and I was like, oh, that sounds so good. So these 3 women were killed by the same serial killer, and now they're spirits. And now they're wandering the earth to come and hunt him down so he doesn't do it anymore. Okay, sounds exciting. It's under 300 pages, which again, we love. So I'm like, oh, how does this work? Like, how does this work? Is there a twist? It says, Megan, Brescia, and Sky might be dead, but they're not gone. They found each other, and they won't rest until they find a way to stop him. The haunt is on. What's the twist? Thrillers always have twists. What's the twist? I need to know. So, definitely needs to get this. Maybe this could be a book club pick for me and Paige at one point. I need to know. Okay, the next book is called The Fall Before Flight by L.M. Holleran. I think that's how you say it. This is another taboo romance because it's a psychiatrist and the patient. That's what we're going for this year. Angsty, taboo, dark, and thrillers. I'm not mad at it. It says, they call this place Oasis, and he's the doctor in charge. He thinks he can save me, heal me, catch me if I fall. Yeah, right. He's just a mouth-watering distraction. For that reason alone, I'm inclined to play his game. He doesn't know I'm incapable of emotions that come naturally to others. Fear, compassion, love. I might be a sociopath. I don't think this is dark, though. I just think it's taboo. But if you're, like, I don't know. It sounds good. Need to read it. It's why it's on the list. Okay, next are 2 Nina G. Jones books. I have been seeing them a lot on booktube lately, and I was like, I want to read these 2 because these are the 2 that stand out. Like, these are the ones that people say are really good from her. So first we have Take Me With You, which I think is like a Stockholm Syndrome book. Someone comes into her house and, I don't know, murders her husband, maybe? Now I don't know. Something happens. He either murders her husband, like comes in and like burglarizes the house, or comes in and like kills somebody, but instead of like killing her or leaving her, she's like, take me with you. Ma'am, why are we doing that? I don't know. We're gonna find out. It sounds good. People say it's good. I got FOMO. I want to read it. And then the second one is called Debt by the same author. And I don't know much about this one. Okay, yeah. Okay, so this is the one where the heroine has a fantasy to be SA'd, and she hears of this website where you can go on and set it up, and someone will come fulfill that fantasy. But it's all consensual, but it's fantasy. So she sets it up, someone comes, it happens, and then a few days later, someone else comes, and she finds out that the first guy was not the guy from the website. That's all I know. Is it twisted? Yeah, it does. It sounds like, what am I reading? I don't know. But I want to read it. So, yeah. That one's also on the list. Okay, the next book is I think it's another dark one. Gosh, who knows? This one is If I Break by Portia Moore. I really don't know too much about this one. But I knew that Cheyenne from That Tall Book Girl had said it was like one of the ones that like breaks your heart. It's emotional. And I'm like, yes, please. I don't even need to know too much. And the synopsis is not giving me anything. Just that she met a guy. He was a distraction. He has a secret. One that makes loving him come with a price. And being his wife costs more than I bargained for. I have no idea. But I want to read it. So it's on the list. The next one is Under Your Scars by Ariel Anderson. This has been everywhere, and it was on my TBR a couple months back, and it just didn't get to it. I do have the audio for it because I know that the audio is supposed to be really good, and I do know this also is not an HEA, and I am prepared. It's fine. I don't know if this is Mafia. No. It says, according to the FBI, I was considered a serial murderer after 3 kills. But what do they call me after 52? They call me the Silencer. And stuff happens from there. So he's like killing for this girl. I think he saves her and then he starts killing for her or something like that. But they're not getting together. They're not getting together because it's not an HEA. And I'm okay. I'm okay with that. I still want to read it. It's on the list. Okay, this next book... This next book might be a little bit crazy. I don't know anything really about this other than it's a romance. I don't know if it's taboo. I think it's dark. But when people are talking about it, they don't want to say too much because they don't want to spoil it. But it's called A Cedarwood Cabin, and it's by Jade Wilkes. It says, what happens in Cedarwood Cabin stays in Cedarwood Cabin. That's all I know. Wait, maybe it does tell me more on the synopsis than I thought. She leaves England and moves with her father to a small forest in America. She wakes up in a isolated cabin deep in the forest. She's confronted by 2 local biker brothers, Dax and Leica. Wait a second. Is this why I choose? It says MFM. Well, now I want to read it. Wait. I can't read the comments. Wait. That review some words just stuck out to me. Wait a second. Wait. Woo! That's a lot. That's a lot of eggplants in one thing. Okay. Well, you can read that for yourself, and because I'm going to as well. Okay. Next book is called Leave Me Behind, and this is by K.M. Moranova. She's the same author who did the Fabric of Our Souls book that came out this year as well. And this one seems very different than anything that I would read. They're like in this military militia type thing, and they don't get along. They're like enemies, but they're like, they get left behind. So they kind of just have to work together. But there was a comment in the reviews. There was a comment that had made me want to read this. It was under the 5-star reviews, so let me get to it. It says, this was insane and I loved every minute. It was like if Suicide Squad was for the military, but no supervillains and just crazy people instead. Thoroughly enjoyed every single page. Now look, I may be in the minority, but I loved myself some Suicide Squad. And even the original, the one that no one really loved, but I loved it. So when you say that it's about a book, I want to read it. So that's why it's here. I don't know. This may not be my cup of tea, but we're going to give it a try. Okay, the next book is actually, I lied because this is in a series. And I wasn't going to do that. I'm going to hold off on that book. That's going to go under my series books. That's what we're going to do. So actually this will be 25 books because we're not going to talk about that one. Smart. I am so smart. Okay, next then will be Killer of Mine by Alexis Grace. This was, Paige told me about this book, so if it's not good, we'll just blame Paige. But it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. So this one is, she's the daughter of a serial killer. They're FBI agents. No one knows Freya is actually the daughter of the crosscut killer, America's most notorious killer. You know what? Oh my gosh. It is a lot of men. Right? That's a lot of men. Wait. Yes, this is a why choose. You know what? I do love myself some why choose. I do love. We've got River, Oz, Elijah, and Jude. That's a lot of man. That's a lot of man. This is book 1 of a planned trilogy, but does not end on a cliffhanger. Awesome. So if I just want to read it and be done. Thanks, Paige. Thanks for the recommendation, because now I'm going to read it, and I'm excited. Okay, this next book is solely, because I was on TikTok, RIP to you, And I saw this book being advertised on someone's reel. My God, I don't know what they're called on TikTok videos. I don't know. And the cover, it was the cover that got to me, and I was like, yes, please. So this is called Whatever Whispers. This is by Jenna Black. This is book 1 in the Hollow Ridge series. And this is a taboo romance because it's a professor and a student. She is, I don't know if he teaches what she does. So he's a professor. She is a forensic psychology student in need of a nanny job. He has a baby. Don't know where the wife, mother, the child went, but he needs a nanny. So, yes, they're going to get together. And it was the cover. Like, I didn't even care what the book was about. I was like, I'm going to read it because of the cover, and that's who I am. That's who I am as a person. And I'm not mad at it. Once I read the synopsis, I was like, oh, this sounds even better than what I had in my head. So, okay, this next book is solely because of a Mandy from Bestie Book Reviews. She read this, and it's already her favorite of the year. She's like, this is going to be my favorite of the year. And I'm like, okay, because we seem to have similar tastes. I read Maestro last year. I introduced her to that. She loved Maestro. So I'm like, okay, let's see if this book that she read is going to be a favorite of mine this year. So this is called A Place Without You. This is by Julie Ann. I did read a Julie Ann book this year already, so I know I like her writing, but I don't even know if I know too much about this book. But it's an emotional story of young love, shattered dreams, and impossible decisions. Look, I don't need to know much. I don't want to know much. I want to go in blind. I want to be surprised. But because Mandy said it was good, I am taking her word, and we're going to read it solely because of what she said. Another book which I decided to pick up because of what Mandy has suggested was The Unraveling by Vi Keeland. This is also another thriller. She writes a lot of romances. If you don't know, she writes a lot with Penelope Ward, but she also writes by herself. And this book is about a therapist. I know we have a theme, but something with this therapist and the client that starts coming in, and I think she becomes somewhat like obsessed or something with him, and then stuff's just going to happen. And she said it was really, really good. So I am going to jump in with that as well. I hope it's really good because, like I said, I do love myself books that have to do with like just the whole mental health career. Okay, the last books are books that I own, so we can finish with me holding up books again. Okay, The Cabin by Jacinda Wilder. All I know is it's going to make me cry. This is going to make me cry. So we have the heroine who is married, and her husband, I think, is an author, and he is dying, and we know that he is dying. So he decides to write her own love story. Shut up, I know, I'm already in tears. It's there. You can't see, but like it's pulling at the heartstrings. So I just know this is going to make me bawl like a baby, and I'm ready for it. I am ready for it. We then have a good Carrie Ann Cole book because this, if you all know me, you all know that this has been on my TBR for a lot of months. I just haven't gotten to it, but The Lovely Return. I know. I feel you guys shaming me. I just haven't gotten to it because I know I'm going to love it. And it's one of those books I keep putting off because I know I'm going to love it. I don't know much about this because I don't want to, but I do know it has to involve reincarnation in some way, shape, or form. We have our hero who is married and his wife passes away, and then years go by, and this little girl finds her way to his house, and she's got some features and some personality traits that remind him of somebody from his past. Wonder who that could be. Don't know. We're just jump in and go. I just need to read it. I just need to read it. I don't know why I keep putting books off that I know I'm going to love. We then have Dark Notes by Pam Godwin. I read my first Pam Godwin this past year and loved it. I would like to dip my toes into some more of this. I know this is taboo because it is about a student and the piano teacher. I do know it's dark because of the stuff that she goes through from her family and things. And I do know there is death of a pet on Paige. So if that is triggering to you, I have never had to read Death of a Pet on Paige. I do not know if it's triggering to me, but I do know Death of a Pet on TV can be triggering. So we'll see how it is in book form. in words. I might not be able to read that part. We shall see. Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman. Yep. Still on the list. Still on the TBR list. It's still there. At this point, guys, what is wrong with me? If you haven't heard about this book yet, I bet you have, but I'll tell you anyway. It is about our heroine who goes out one night and she gets drunk and she needs a ride home. So she calls her sister, but she can't come. So her sister sends her fiance, and they don't get along. They're not the best of friends. They don't get along. And on their way home, they get kidnapped by, I think his name's the matchmaker. I could be totally making that up. I don't know. But he steals couples. He kidnaps couples and makes them do like unexplainable things to each other and to other people. But they do get out. And of course, when they come back from that, they are not the same people. And who knows each other better than the ones that went through it together? So dark, but so many people love it. So we're gonna see. The second to last book is The Cult by Penelope Sky. This has been sitting on my shelf. You know, she's just been chilling. I want to read it. I think this is book one in a series, I do believe, or duet. But it's about a girl who I believe is in a cult and gets rescued from the cult. Yes, I think. I don't know much. I knew when I bought it, I knew what it was about because I had to know. But now it's been sitting on my shelf. But it has a cult in it, so I know I'm gonna love it. Like, I don't need to know. I don't need to explain myself to you, but I feel like I got to. So that's why I got it. Okay, the last book on this list is I Could Never by Penelope Ward. I just know when he looks up, his eyes are going to be blue. Like, I just know it in my head. He's looking, like, he looked up at me, his eyes would be blue and he'd have dark hair and I'd be, that's my downfall. But this is about a girl who 2 years after her fiance passed away in an accident, his father suddenly passes away. And the father leaves behind her fiance's adult brother who has special needs. So the next thing she does, she gets on a plane, goes across country so she can help take care of him until she can find him a home that he can be in. But what she did not expect was that she would not be the only one taking care of him. She doesn't meet. She knows her fiance's best friend, Josh, who was also her sworn enemy, has been taking care of him as well. So now we got to figure out what we're going to do because we have the special needs brother. She don't like him. He don't like her. But by the end, we're all going to love each other. But it sounds very emotional. So it was another one put on the list. Plus the cover's pink. And I do love myself pink. Would I read a book solely for the cover? I totally would. And I have. And I will continue to do so. Okay, those are the books. Those are 25 books for 2025. I am so sorry this is so long. But if you did not realize, I am a talker. I am a talker and I try to edit so much out of my videos for you guys. Because if not, you'd be here all day. And I don't want that for you. You need a life. You know? One of us needs one. One of us needs a life. So there we go. If you've read any of these books, let me know down below, or let me know what you plan to read for 2025, like what's a high priority book for you. Or if you just want to leave me an emoji to let me know that you were here to help that algorithm, leave me, oh Lord, what do I need? I need a good emoji. An animal emoji. I know it's a skull, but don't leave me a skull. I don't want to look at skulls. Leave me an animal emoji, because that was an animal at some point. Yep, we'll do that. If you are new here and enjoyed this video and would like to see more content from myself, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up, because it really does help my videos just to be shown to more people. My social media is linked down below for you guys. My Goodreads, my Instagram, if you want to follow me over there as well. And the next videos coming to you are, did I read my 2024 TBR? So I will be reacting to last year's video. And then my book goals for the year, my channel goals, and my reading goals. Also, be on the lookout for all of you who were wanting to do reading sprints with me this year. be on the lookout for an announcement for those to start in February. So I hope you guys are having a great day or evening, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye, guys.